What if you could borrow a few good minutes from your future self, calm minutes, clear minutes, and spend them today? In the hills where fog kisses tea leaves, two companions have been lending moments like that for centuries, ginseng and green tea. Aya catches the 6:12 every morning in Tokyo. She doesn't chase coffee anymore. At the kiosk she buys a warm bottle of green tea, unscrews the cap, and breathes in steam that smells like clean grass. By the time the train doors slide open, her pulse is steady and her thoughts line up like carriages. Down a side street in Seoul, a shopkeeper shaves thin coins from a panax ginseng root. He drops 3 slices into a small cup and pours hot water that never quite boils. The smell is earthy and a little sweet. He says, "This is not a drum. It is a tuning fork. You do not feel louder. You feel truer." In Okinawa, an elderly woman waters a basil plant, then sits by a window with a cup of green tea the color of spring. She sips slowly and smiles into the camera with eyes that have watched a century walk by. Ask her secret and she shrugs: friends, a garden, a small bowl of noodles, and tea that keeps the day unhurried. People who live with these plants say simple things. I do not crash at 11. My thoughts stop crowding each other. I make calmer choices. Modern research points in the same direction. Ginseng is studied for clarity and immune support, green tea's catechins are studied for antioxidant and metabolic support. The science speaks carefully. The rituals speak daily. Aya taught me a trick. She said, if your tea tastes angry, your water was too hot. She warms to the temperature of a long bath. She lets the leaves swim for a minute or two, then lifts them out while the flavor still smiles. The shopkeeper in Seoul says the same about ginseng. Start small. Let your body introduce itself. A good day does not need to be loud. Try this rhythm for a week. Morning, a cup of green tea before your phone speaks. Write one line, what matters today? Midday, a gentle ginseng infusion if you want the edge of focus without the shaking hands. Take a short walk that returns you to your breathing. Evening, a lighter green tea or roasted rice tea, then write one small thing you are grateful for. Chinyu is a nurse in Lagos. Night shifts taught her that quick energy comes with a bill. On the nights she follows the tea and ginseng rhythm, she says the hours feel like they belong to her instead of dragging her by the collar. When a colleague offers extra coffee, she smiles and returns to her stainless mug. I am fine, she says, and she is. People who stick with these rituals learn 3 small skills. They learn the patience of temperature. Hot enough to wake the leaf, not hot enough to bruise it. They learn the wisdom of portion. Enough to notice, not enough to drown the nerves. They learn the pride of consistency. A small daily promise kept is stronger than a weekend rescue. No one in these stories says cure. No one says forever young. They say smaller words. Clearer. Calmer. Steadier. The myths fade fast. You do not need scalding water. You need attention. You do not need a mountain of extract. You need a habit you will actually keep. You do not need to copy a monk. You need to listen to your own day and add one gentle cup. If caffeine makes you jittery, brew lighter or choose decaf green tea. If you take medication for blood pressure, blood sugar, or thinning the blood, ask your clinician before you add concentrated products. If you are pregnant or nursing, keep caffeine modest and get advice before ginseng extracts. Buy from people you trust. Fresh leaves. Reputable ginseng. Your body deserves that respect. The world will offer you speed. These two will offer you time. A clearer morning. A softer hour after lunch. An evening that lands like a feather instead of a thud. Ginseng and green tea are not shortcuts. They are invitations. To breathe on purpose. To let your mind arrive where your feet already are. If this gave you a little calm, press like. Subscribe for more honest stories about herbs that fit real lives. In the comments, tell me your hour, morning cup, midday lift, or evening unwind.